There's something that has taken a massive rise, especially after COVID. And you guessed it right. This stress, this never-ending anxiety, and this non-stop depression. And to be honest, now it has started to bother us deeply. You better take the driving seat, my friend. Otherwise, this stress is going to rule you throughout your whole life. But don't worry, I've got your back. This modern life that we are living is completely opposite to the life that we human beings used to live. All this more globalized than ever, and technology seems to be growing at a rapid pace. And we as human beings have achieved some ridiculous milestones throughout the years. You just name it. On the other hand, if you look deep into ourselves, there's something that has taken a massive rise along all of this, and especially after COVID. And you guessed it right. This stress, this never-ending anxiety, and this non-stop depression. And to be honest, now it has started to bother us deeply. So if you're connecting with anything that I've just said, you better take the driving seat, my friend. Otherwise, this stress and this mess, it's going to rule you throughout your whole life. But don't worry, I've got your back. In this video, you will uncover why is this happening and how you can burn your stress within no time using some very simple and proven strategies that I'll share with you. All you have to do is just stay focused throughout this whole video. From busy schools to offices to universities and to industries, everyone is feeling the same pressure. But the question is, why is this happening and what's causing it? To figure it out, we need to look back into time. Our ancestors, they used to live a very simple life, a very modest life, close to the nature and closer connection with people. But nowadays, it's these screens, these schedules, these never-ending expectations that are on our shoulders have made this life a bit more complicated than ever. But there is more to it. So let's dig deep into what's causing it and why is everyone feeling this way. My name is Daniel, and I know that you're here to seek some answers. So let's start by understanding why is stress becoming a big part of our life and how we can take charge back of our life from this hidden monster that's hiding up here. So if you take a snapshot of a typical day of your life from the time you wake up to the time you go to the bed. If you're like most people, it's a constant balancing act between your work, your study, your family, your socialization, your finances, your cooking, exercises, and self-care, and etc. and etc. Given all what you are handling, it's no surprise that mortal life could be stressful, right? Indeed, stress is our body's way of telling us about the potential threats around us. As World Health Organization describes stress can be defined as a state of worry or mental tension caused by a difficult situation. So now you need to understand this. How we handle stress directly affects how happier or how stressful we are going to be. And if we don't deal with the root causes of the stress, then we won't be able to make sustainable changes. So here are some of the reasons and the root causes of stress in modern life and what you can do about them. So number one would be how our mindset affects stress. Basically, stress happens when we see a situation as really challenging. Psychologists like Richard Lozarios and Susan Folkman, they describe stress in their model as the body's reaction to something it sees as challenging. And they both emphasize on how important it is to feel like you can take on the challenge and to feel like that you can do something about a given situation that's in front of yourself. So how you see things is very crucial, and that's where mindset matters. How you view an event could either make you more stressful or could either calm you down. For example, look into this picture that is appearing on your screen. Let's say, for example, you have to give a work presentation tomorrow. By seeing it as a disaster, it can increase your stress levels and could lead you to over-preparation and panic, for sure. However, if you shift your mind towards more helpful self-talk, you can reduce your stress level significantly, and the task will seem more manageable to you. Some people like perfectionists, like I once was, and other people who tend to be more people pleasers, for example, they tend to have more stressful life as compared to other people. And this mindset is very dangerous. For example, this mindset might make you take too many tasks at a time because you want to do everything perfectly. Other times, you want to push yourselves too much because you think that you are more than capable of doing everything. You also don't have the capability of saying no to others, and that's why you haven't set your boundaries, and that's making you more stressful than others. Think of it like this: how you see yourself and the choices that you make every day, they are both connected. Now let me give you an example for that. So for example, if you're a young working professional and you have a lot on your plate, you want to manage your money, you want to manage your social life, you want to manage your private life, your work, all at the same time, and wanting to do everything perfectly could lead you to more stress. So in this situation, not knowing how to say no to certain scenarios and certain people at certain time could make you more stressful. Likewise, if you're in your 20s and you're in the middle of finding a job and you have to deal with your studies as well. Now picture yourself in this situation. You are working on your studies and now you're finding a job as well. And now you have to deal with your assignments, you have to deal with your daily quizzes and sessions of classes. You are preparing your interviews for the jobs, and handling all of it together could be really hectic. And if you're not setting your boundaries for your energy and your time, you could really put yourself in more stressful situations. And let me remind you, this phase of your life is very important, and you have to set limits so you can take better decisions for your future. Or for example, you are a stay-home parent who wants to make magnificent meals for their family and who wants to keep their house spotless, like very clean. But this dedication could lead you to having less self-care time and less time for relaxation. Let me give you some tips that can help you reset your mindset. These are well researched and I have applied it to my life, and I have seen some magnificent changes in my mindset. And I've also shared this with my friends and family, and they have witnessed significant changes as well. So you could be the next one in this list. Now the first step to reset your mindset would be keep your expectations realistic. Instead of expecting everything to go perfectly, understand that things not might go as planned. For example, you are learning how to drive a car. Instead of expecting to drive perfectly in the very first go, understand that it's not an easy thing, and it's a new skill that you are learning. So it might take some time to learn and to practice and to become better at. This mindset would help you become less stressful in this given situation. Tip number 2, avoiding unhelpful thoughts for yourself. Don't get caught up in thinking that things should be in a certain way. For instance, if you're worried about someone being upset from you, and try to consider other scenarios, like they could be having a bad day, or they might have their mind on something else and they're focused on something else. Tip number 3, challenging stressful thoughts. For instance, if a thought is making you feel stressed, try to look at it from a different angle. Like for example, you want to do something and you're thinking like, I must do it. Try to see it as a preference. For example, instead of saying that I must finish this work by this time, try to say that I would like to finish this work at this time, and I would try my best to finish this work at this time. But if it doesn't happen, I won't be stressful. It's because I need some more time. Now this is important for you to understand, and you can screenshot this. Changing how you think and switching off unhelpful thoughts that I just described to you might sound simple. But these thoughts happen automatically. We don't realize how much they affect us. We just know we feel stressed. So you have to take a bit of time to practice looking at your thoughts on purpose, and it'll get easier to recognize them. Now problem number 2 that's causing stress, and is by far the most common stress triggers around the globe: life events and daily hassles. If the global pandemic has taught us anything, it's that life events contribute to our stress. The image that you have been shown right now, you can see the life events that increase stress are outlined in the Holmes Rahe life stress inventory. That include the death of a life partner, divorce, or a major injury, or retirement, or pregnancy, and etc. You can read the list given to you. And on the other hand, daily hassles such as ordinary challenges that we face daily can also add up to our stress. These include having to do too much and the cost of living and the conflicts at work, etc. So whether it's a major life event or a small daily stuff, they both are adding up to our stress levels. So here are some tips to make you better at coping with the life events and daily hassles that you are facing. Life events like loss of a loved one or separation from a loved one or a separation from a partner could be very tough to alter. Rather, it's useful to focus on things that you have control over, that you have power over, and accept the things that you can't change. That way it will help you to reduce your stress levels. And when it comes to the daily hassles, making some strategies could be a game changer. For instance, if you are worried about something or you're worried about too many things to do, setting up priority list would help you reduce your stress. And likewise, if you are worried about wasting time, then using time management techniques would help. If you're worried about physical appearance, then using self-care techniques or going to the gym would help. If you're worried about constant inflation, then setting your budget list and prioritizing more affordable alternatives could help you. If you're facing challenging thoughts, then going to a psychiatrist or psychologist could help you. And if you are facing some work-related challenges, then talking to a senior and seeking support and seeking advice could help you in that case. These are the techniques that you can use coping with the life events and daily hassles. The most important thing is to take action rather than burying your head in the sand. If you do that, the problem won't go away. Now here's the problem number 3. Technology and constant connections. Technology is a bit of a two-edged sword. It lets us work from home and stay connected with our friends and family from all over the globe. It also keeps us in the loop of knowing what's happening around the world and to be familiar with the latest updates of the world and whatever is happening around in this globe. But the downside, this constant connections can really have a bad impact on our well-being and our stress levels. It can increase our stress levels. It's like being tied to a phone or a computer throughout the day for work emails coming in and WhatsApp messages coming in. Now this point that I'm about to tell you, write it down right now on your journal or anything on your mobile phone or anywhere where you can read it again and again so that you memorize it. Consuming unnecessary content throughout your whole day is a drug equivalent to the worst drugs of this world. You really need to memorize this statement so that you read it again and again to yourself. This is a major point of concern right here. And always keeping up with the latest news can really make us feel more stressful and worried about our life. For example, the news about inflation, the prices of petrol rising up and the prices of different goods rising up can make us feel more and more stressful. And where do we even begin with the social media thing? The fear of missing out, the social comparisons, the self-esteem and the body image. Let me give you a hint for this. It's not looking too rosy. Now here are some tips that you can use to cope with technology and constant connections. Okay, we get it. Technology is a major part of our life nowadays and it's impossible now to live without it. But we can, set healthier limits and healthier boundaries for our technology use and our device use. This may vary, I know, for people who are working in IT sectors such as students and professionals. They might find it hard to, step away from their devices. But here are some things that you can use. Checking your device time. Take a moment to see how much time you're spending on your device every day. Are you on social media longer than you realize? Do you end up scrolling all day whether it was time for you to relax? You can set reasonable boundaries instead. For example, if you are consuming food right here, you are not consuming content up here, such as news or reels. Keeping that in mind, I'm going to give you a task that you must perform. 24 hours starting from this very moment. You will consciously calculate how much time you spend on your device in these 24 hours. There's a restriction in this task. You cannot use your screen time app. You have to calculate it consciously. Remember the thing that I told you about consuming unnecessary content is like a worse drug. So if you are using screen time app, that means that you are under the influence of the drug and you can't, figure it out consciously that how much time you're spending. Otherwise, it would be considered cheating. So the task here is to figure out how much you spend your time on your devices, consciously determine that and comment down below. So we all can compare ours, and this would be, I think, a healthy way to recognize how much we are using social media or how much we are using our phones, our devices right now. Now, another thing that could be helpful is planning device-free time. Each week, plan some time without your devices. It could be at a weekend to spend more time with your friends and family rather than spending all of the time that you have left for yourself with your devices. Other thing that you can try is managing your notifications. Hearing notifications all the time could be really very overwhelming. Consider turning them off for your own benefit. You won't be able to hear some dings and dongs throughout your entire day for messages, WhatsApp and emails. Another thing that you can try is controlling the social media time. For example, keeping your social media time in check. Setting specific limits for your social media usage, such as switching off your phone 2 hours before bed or logging out of your social media accounts 2 hours before bed, and consider removing applications from your phone or hiding applications from your phone if needed to be. These small steps can lead you to a healthier balance with your devices. So reason number 4 that is contributing to our stress is poor lifestyle factors. Even though stress is something we all face, but how we live can make it even worse. For example, when we are busy, we rely on caffeine and we rely on sugar to keep us going, and we use alcohol to make us more relaxed. And we skip exercises thinking that we have had so much of work today and now we need some rest. We don't eat healthier food as we think that we have earned a right for a treat. Staying up late at night to have some me time and have some quiet time for ourselves. The reality, on the other hand, suggests otherwise. And listen to it carefully now. For example, exercise reduces stress hormones such as adrenaline and cortisols. You can go and search it right now. And sleep helps us repair our mind and our memory, and it can also help us in our mood control and our emotion control. And spending time with our loved ones can make us feel less stressed. With that in mind, let's turn our thoughts to something that we should do instead. So here are some lifestyle tips that you can use to reduce your stress. For example, if you want to do something meaningful in life and you want to do something positive in life, don't just wait to be in a good mood or just wait for the right time. Just go for it and just do it. Figure out what motivates you. It could be like taking care of yourself. Think about you have taken care of yourself for a month now, and how good would you feel about that? Or if you want to start a business, think about sharing your achievement with others, with your loved ones, how happy you would feel and how happy they would feel for you. Take it easy. Just try spending more time in nature, or you could try reading, or you could try writing. And studies show that reading something, or reading a good book, or writing your journal can help you reduce your stress levels and your anxiety and your depression levels also. You have to commit to being consistent, so eventually it would become a habit for you. So this is the 5th and the final reason that I'm discussing in this video that increases your stress levels. Poor coping skills are continuously increasing your stress. Stressful events is something that we all go through. And when we do nothing in response, then we are setting ourselves up for something even more worse. As Low Holtz once said, that it's not the load that breaks us down, it's how we carry it breaks us down. So avoiding dealing with the sources of stress means that the problem won't be solved anytime sooner. Or if you avoid feeling your emotions and try things like drinking and shopping, you might end up using these tricks a lot. So what can you do instead? Here are some tips to improve your coping skills, or I should rather say your fighting skills against stress. Now there are 2 types of fighting strategies against stress. This is how I personally like to describe them. Conscious fighting or coping, and unconscious fighting and coping. Let me explain. So the conscious one, this deals with the root causes of the problem, skills that helps us to address the root causes of stress. For example, when we deal with what's really making us stressful, we learn how to stop it from happening again. Now let me explain. Here are some skills that can help you. For instance, setting boundaries for not taking too much of workload and too much of responsibilities, learning how to say no to people, getting support and advice from people if you are facing stress related to work, or if you are facing stress related to school, you can ask for help to your teachers or to your parents. Or if you are facing stressful thoughts or your lifestyle problems, then you can go to a counselor and speak to a psychologist for that case. Managing your time to focus on what's important for you. For example, if you're suffering with stress related to procrastination, then try making a routine and working on it. Now the unconscious coping, or the unconscious fighting that you have to do. And the home ground for this is here. But these are the skills that would help you fight with your feelings. Like sometimes it's hard to fix stress. And that's where the emotion-focused coping or fighting come in handy. As William James once said, that the greatest weapon against stress is our ability to choose one thought over the other. And these skills help you to manage your emotions and manage your feelings. And these include, for instance, exercise. As I already mentioned in this video before, that exercise reduces stress hormones like adrenaline and cortisols. And you don't need to go to a gym for that. You can just go on a walk. Literally, it's so simple. Just go on a walk, or dance on a particular song that you like, or do yoga at your home. Also, you can try meditation and mindfulness that helps you reduce stress levels immensely. And there are a ton of videos on YouTube that you can go and learn how to do meditation and how to practice mindfulness. It's all about focusing on our breath and regaining peace of our mind. You can also try things that makes you feel happy, such as taking a warm bath, or cuddling your pet, or watching a movie, or listening to your favorite music. Doing things that make you feel more happier can make you feel less stress. It's a common logic. Changing the way you think about things can also make things better for you. For example, turning a negative thought like "I can't do it" to something like "I can try to do it," or "What if I can do it?" If you're still watching this video, then congrats on reaching the conclusion of this topic, and I'll share what's my take on this important subject. It's all about what you should know about stress management. As Confucius once said, that life is really simple, but we insist on making it complicated. Stress is something we are all dealing with, that's for sure. And here are some few things at the end of this video for you to remember. Dealing with stress is an ongoing process. It's not a one-time thing. It's like something you have to keep on working on. Let's take an example of taking care of a plant. You can't just water it once and then just leave it on itself to grow and to nourish properly. You have to take care of it daily. Different things will help in different situations. Sometimes it's about solving a problem, other times it's about solving what's happening with your emotions. It's like sometimes the problem is right in front of you, and other times the problem is up here and you can't see it. So having different tools in your toolbox would help. And last but not the least, you don't have to figure it out all by yourself. There are a lot of good professionals out there you can seek advice from, or you could seek help from. There's a very simple example that I would like to add up here in the end, such as you want to make a dish and you're searching for a perfect recipe. You can't cook it on your own. You would definitely look for a chef that has presented that best and that perfect recipe for the meal. So try seeking help from different professionals. So yeah, this is the end of this video, and I hope you liked the video. Make sure to guys, share this with those who are in need for help. We all know someone who is fighting inside of their own heads and who is struggling with all of this fuss around them. They don't share this stuff, but we can look at them and we can find out that they are struggling with something. Make sure to share this video with those, and maybe they will remember you in their good times as well. Make sure to subscribe to my channel, press the bell icon and hit the like button as well. It would help me grow this channel, and I would love your support to this channel. That's it for this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care, guys.